Let's go, let's go. We refresh it. We refresh the live stream. Let's go. Yes, come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yes, yes, let's go, let's go. Yes, yes. Come on, Jesus. What's up, guys? Oh, Ricky, you're here. Thanks for being back. God bless you. I'm just checking out the stream right now. Huh? Come on, let's go, Jesus. Let's go. Yes. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Just getting the stream going here. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. We had, what did we have last time? Let's go. We had 722. Oh, yeah, we're way past it. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, what's up? What's up, guys? I'm reading Genesis. We're just waiting for more people to get on here. Waiting for some more peeps on here. Get it going. Oh, yeah. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up, Ben? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? What's up? Let's go. Let's go. Yes. I'm going to go work out today. I'm trying to think what I'm going to work out. I'm going to work out probably shoulders today. I'm going to do some shoulders. Yeah, work out some shoulders. Yeah, for sure. What's up, guys? How's it going? Yo. 1 o'clock. I guess not a lot of people are on at 1 o'clock, huh? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, yesterday I did chest a little bit. I did chest day yesterday. I always do triceps. Every day I do triceps every day. I want my triceps to be big, yeah. Shoulders, when I work out shoulders, I go hardcore. But I need my chest bigger. I need a bigger chest. So, why did I lose viewers? Because I read the Bible. Because a lot of people don't like the Bible. You know, I just refreshed it, so hopefully people can go on here. Yeah, the last stream I had like yesterday I had almost 1 million people yesterday. Almost 1 million people on my live. I had like 800,000 viewers on the live yesterday. So it'll start going up. We'll see. Watch. It goes up. You know, goes a bunch of people. You know, goes in there. Green. What's up, Poland? What's up, Poland? Yeah, come on. What's up, Poland? What's up, everybody? Yeah, people ask about my face all the time, of course. Yes, yes. Let's go, let's go. Yo, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications. Dude, yes. Yes. Ghosts are demons, dude. Yeah. Ghosts are demons, man. Of course. What's up? I'm finishing Genesis up in the book of the Bible. I'm finishing Genesis, so we're just gonna keep on see more people on here, and then we're gonna go to Genesis and just get there with Genesis. Yeah, I'm just trying to read as much as I can every single day. No, I'm not planning on removing my tattoos. No way, no way. In fact, I want to retouch them up. I want to retouch up my tattoos. I want to get a big tattoo on the back of my head. On the back of my head, I want it redone. Redo the back of my head. I gotta get right here. I gotta get like a bunch of spots. Gotta finish my ribs. Yeah, I gotta do a lot of tattoos. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for thank you for that. Thank you for, what is that, check mark? Are you a member? Thank you for being a member. Yes. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Jesus Christ. Yeah, thank you, Father God. What's up? What's up? Oh, thank you for being a brand new subscriber. That's what it means. The check mark means a brand new subscriber. That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's cool. Thank you, Portugal. Thank you for being on here, Portugal. Thank you so much. What's up? What's up? New subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you. Why is tarot cards bad? Is because you're fortune telling. So we're not supposed to tell the future, right? We're supposed to worship God, and God will give us discernment, and God will give us downloads and propheticness. So that's good. But the tarot cards are wicked, and that's sorcery, and it's not good. Don't do it. You can open up doors, and don't do it. I do not recommend it. I do not recommend it. Why do I dress like a clown? Because I am a clown. Duh. Right? If you dress up a clown, you're a clown, right? Yeah. Come on, let's go. Mm-hmm. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for being on here. Oh, yes. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, my back. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to work out later. I'm going to do shoulders. But I do cardio. I do like an hour of cardio, and then I'll get into my workout, So it's for sure, yeah. Definitely, for sure. Definitely and for sure. Yes. For sure, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, yes. What's up? Yeah. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. No, I'm sober. I've been sober for almost 3 years. It'll be about November 16th, I think, is my 3 years sobriety. That's what it is. Praise the Lord Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. My wife just texted me. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have a whole collection. That's awesome. So she keeps on getting disco balls. We have a collection of disco balls. So she found red ones and blue ones. We have gold ones. Can you see the disco balls? Yeah. Yeah. We got even Frosty the Snowman disco ball. Dude, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Yeah. She's all, should I get them? Yeah, we'll just decorate the whole, we had the patio, or we had disco balls everywhere. We had disco balls in our car. We got disco balls in the house. It's funny. It's so hilarious. It's so funny. Yeah, come on. Frosty the Groove Man. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I'll show you. Eventually, I'll show you when they're all up. I'll show you all this stuff. It's funny. Oh, dude, let me check out this hat. Come on, somebody, Jesus. We gotta make sure. What about this hat? Come on, let's go. Check out this hat. Oh yeah, what's up, Jesus? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Jesus. Oh yeah, what's up, dude? Come on, what's up? You like this hat? This is like a disco ball, huh? Yeah, you guys like this one, huh? Isn't that cool? What? Yeah, what's up, dude? Yo, what's up? Ah! This hat lights up. I got a bunch of hats, collections of hats, like crazy. A bunch of hats. Tons of hats, yeah. Hey, yeah, what's up? Yeah, my wife makes top hats for me, and yeah, for real. Yeah. hmm Come on, Jesus. hmm of course, they're just like this in public. Of course, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for thinking I look so swag. Thank you for thinking I look so swag. I'm gonna send a picture to my wife because she loves it. I take pictures of of me and my outfits for my wife. That's funny. Thank you so much. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I'm blessed with my wife. She's awesome. She's amazing. She's amazing. Of course, yeah. What's up? What's up? Let's read. We're going. We're still reading Genesis. Let's go. We got Genesis. Let's go. Come on. All right. 3 days later, Lebanon was told that Jacob had fled. So he gathered a group of his relatives and set out in hot pursuit. He caught up with Jacob 7 days later in the hill country of Galeed. But the previous night, God had appeared to Laban the Aramean in a dream and told him, I'm warning you, leave Jacob alone. Lebanon caught up with Jacob as he I marked my orange on me. Oh my goodness. Lebanon caught up with Jacob as he accompanied the country of Galeed, and he set up his camp not far from Jacob's. What do you mean by deceiving me like this? Come on, Jesus. Lebanon demanded, how dare you drag my daughters away like prisoners of war? Why did you slip away secretly? Why did you deceive me? And why didn't you say you wanted to leave? I would have given you a farewell feast with singing and music accompanied by tambourines and harps. I got to get a tambourine and I got to get a harp. Come on, Jesus. Why didn't you let me kiss my daughters and grandchildren and tell them goodbye? You have you have acted very foolishly. I could destroy you, but the God of your father appeared to me last night and warned me, leave Jacob alone. I can understand your feeling that you must go and your intense longing for your father's home. But why have you stolen my gods? Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Come on. Why have you stolen my gods? I rushed away because I was afraid. Jacob answered, I thought you would take your daughters from me by force. What about love thy neighbor? What about this? What about not pointing the finger, right, at other Christian believers? Jesus didn't come to condemn the world, but to save the world, right? Jesus came to save the world, but not to condemn. Cast out the first stone if you never sinned, right? What about that? Cast the first stone out if you never sinned, right? Do you forget that story? Do you forget that anyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be set freed? Did you not remember that? Anyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be set free in Jesus' mighty name, right? Right? Yeah? Come on, somebody. What's up? As a believer in Christ, we are supposed to uplift other believers in Christ, not to diffuse their flame, but to lift up their flame, right? The fire, the holy fire. We're not supposed to point the finger. We can't. We're not perfect. Jesus Christ is perfect. He died on the cross for all of our sins. We're speaking the gospel. Shame on you for trying to stop me for preaching the gospel. Come on, somebody, right? You believe in Jesus Christ? We're supposed to love thy neighbor. Love our brothers and sisters, right? Love each other. Not point the finger, but love, right? Come on, somebody. Yeah, right? Read the Holy Bible. Read the Holy Bible. Come on, let's go. All right, here we go. I rushed away because I was afraid of Jacob answered. I thought you would take your daughters from me by force, but as for your gods, see if you can find them and let a person who has taken them die. Come on, somebody, Jesus. And if you find anything else that belongs to you, identify it before all these relatives of ours, and I will give it back. But Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen this household idols. Come on, Jesus. Look at this face. Was I on there? Was I on there? I think you would know if I was on that movie or show, right? Come on. Laban went first into Jacob's tents to search there, and then into Leah's, and then the tents of the two servants' wives. But he found nothing. Finally, he went into the Rachel's tent, but Rachel had taken the household idols and hidden them in a camel's saddle, and now she was sitting on them. When Lebanon had thoroughly searched for tent without finding them. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. I've read that many times, of course. We're reading Genesis right now. We're reading Genesis. Come on with somebody. said to her father, "Please, sir, forgive me if I don't get up for you. I'm having my monthly period." So Lebanon continued his search, but he could not find the household idols. Yes. Then Jacob became very angry and he challenged Lebanon. "What's my crime?" He demanded. "What have I done wrong to make you chase after me as though I were a criminal? You have rummaged through everything I own. Now show me what you found that belongs to you. Set it out here in front of us before our relatives for all to see. Let them judge between us." Come on, Jesus. Let's go. We're almost to 32. Genesis 32. We're almost to that chapter. We're not done yet. For 20 years I have been with you, caring for your flocks, and all the time your sheep and goats never miscarried. In all those years I never used a single ram or your of yours for food. If any were attacked and killed by wild animals, I never showed you the caress and asked you to reduce the count of your flock. No, I took the loss myself. You made me pay for every stolen animal, whether it was taken in broad daylight or in the dark of night. I worked for you through the scorching heat of the day and through the cold and sleepless nights. Yes, for 20 years I slaved in your house. I worked for 40 years, earning your 2 daughters, and then 6 more years for your flock. And you changed my wages 10 times. And the fact, if the God of my father had not been on my side, the God of Abraham and the fearsome God of Isaac. Come on, Jesus. You would have sent me away empty-handed, but God has seen your abuse and my hard work. That is why he appeared to you last night and rebuked you. Come on, Jesus. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Oh, yes, Jesus. Hold on a second, guys. We had to put this up here. Oh, yes, Jesus' mighty name. Oh, my back. Come on, Jesus. All right, I pinned it. What's up, guys? Ho, yo. Yo, 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 yo. I pinned it. What is this about? I'm reading the Bible, Genesis, you guys. I'm reading Genesis. Yes, yes. Let's go. We're reading Genesis, everybody. Yeah, yeah. All right, Jacob's treaty with Lebanon. Then Lebanon replied to Jacob, "These women are my daughters, these children are my grandchildren, and these flocks are my flocks. In fact, everything you see is mine, but what can I do now about my daughters and their children? So come, let's make a covenant, and you and I, and it will be a witness to our commitment." So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a monument. Then he told his family members, "Gather some stones." So they gathered stones and piled them in a heap. Then Jacob and Lebanon sat down beside a pile of stones to eat a covenant meal. To commemorate, it's hard to say, the event, Lebanon called the place Jagar Sadidath, which means witness pile. In Aramaic, the Jacob called it Galeed, which means witness pile in Hebrew. Then Lebanon declared, "This pile of stones will stand as a witness to remind us of the covenant we have made today." This explains why it was called Galeed, witness pile. But it was also called Mizpath, which means watchtower. For Lebanon said, "May the Lord keep watch between us to make sure that we keep this covenant when we are out of reach others' sight." Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Yes. "You mistreat my daughters, or if you marry otherwise, God will see it, even if no one else does. He is a witness to the covenant between us. See this pile of stones," Lebanon continued, "and see this monument I have set between us. They stand between us as witnesses of our vows. I will never pass this pile of stones to harm you, and you must never pass these stones or this monument to harm me. I call on the God of our ancestors, the God of your grandfather Abraham, and the God of my grandfather Noah, to serve as a judge between us. So Jacob took an oath before the fearsome God of his father Isaac to respect the boundary line that Jacob offered a sacrifice to God there on the mountain and invited everyone to the covenant to feast. After they had eaten, they spent the night on the mountain. Laban got up early the next morning and he kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Then he left and returned home. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Chapter 32, Genesis. Chapter 32. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You know who won Trump 2024. Let's go. As Jacob started on his way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, "This is God's camp." So he named the place Menem. Jacob sends gifts to Esau. Then Jacob sent messengers ahead to his brothers Esau, who was living in the region of Sur in the land of Edom. He told them, "Give this message to my master Esau. Humble greetings from your servant Jacob. Until now I have been living with Uncle Lebanon, and now I own cattle, donkeys, flocks of sheep and goats, and many servants. Both men and women have sent these messengers to inform my Lord of my coming, hoping that you will be friendly to me." Come on, Jesus. You'll be friendly to me, Jesus. Come on. Let's go, Jesus. After delivering the messengers returned to Jacob and reported, "We met your brother Esau, and he is already on his way to meet you with an army of 400 men." Jacob was terrified at the news. He divided his household along with the flocks and herds and camels into two groups. He thought, if Esau meets one group and attacks it, perhaps the other group can escape. Then Jacob prayed, "O God of my grandfather Abraham and the God of my father Isaac, O Lord, you told me, return to your own land and to your relatives, and you promised me, I will treat you kindly. I am not worthy of all the unfailing love and unfaithfulness you have shown to me, your servant. When I had left home and crossed the Jordan River, I owned nothing except a walking stick. Now my household fills 2 large camps." Oh my gosh, Jesus, let's go. Thank you so much. I am the loudest clown you've ever seen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. "Oh Lord, please rescue me from the hand of my brother Esau. I am afraid that he is coming to attack me along with my wives and children. But you promised me, I will surely treat you kindly, and I will multiply your descendants until they become as numerous as the sands along the seashores, too many to count." Jacob stayed where he was there for the night. Then he selected these gifts from his possessions to present to his brother Esau: 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 female camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 male donkeys. He divided these animals into herds and assigned each to different servants. Then he told his servants, "Go ahead of me with the animals, but keep some distance between the herds." Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. He gave these instructions to the men leading the first group. "When my brother Esau meets you, he will ask, 'Whose servants are you? Where are you going? Who owns these animals?' You must reply, 'They belong to your servant Jacob, but they are a gift for his master Esau. Look, he is coming right behind us.'" Jacob gave the same instructions to the second and third herdsmen. And to all who followed behind the herds, you must say the same thing. Esau, when you meet him, and be sure to say, "Look, your servant Jacob is right behind us." Come on, Jesus. What the heck is this? What is this? Avoid permanent ban. What the heck is this? Get out of here. Haters gonna hate. Thank you so much. Thank Jesus. Thank you. It's nothing. Yeah, people are just trying to flex, huh? Thank you so much. It's a fake account. Yeah, I blocked it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yes. All right, we're in chapter 33, Genesis chapter 33. Come on. Genesis chapter 33. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate you. Thank you. Jacob and Esau make peace. Then Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with 400 men. Oh, no, I already read that. Did I read that? I already read that, huh? Did I read it yet? All right, here we go. All right. Jacob replied, "They are a gift from my Lord to ensure your friendship, my brother. I have plenty." Esau answered, "Keep what you have for yourself." But Jacob insisted, "No, if I have found favor with you, please accept this gift from me. And what a relief to see your friendly smile. It is like seeing the face of God. Please take this gift I have brought you, for God has been very gracious to me. I have more than enough." And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. Well, Esau said, "Let's be going. I will lead the way." But Jacob replied, "You can see, my lord, that some of the children are very young, and the flocks and herds have their young too. If they are driven too hard, and even for one day, all the animals could die. Please, my lord, go ahead of your servant. We will follow slowly at a pace that is comfortable for the livestock and the children. I will meet you at Seir." Come on, Jesus, let's go. "All right," Esau said, "but at least let me assign some of my men to guide and protect you." Jacob responded, "That's not necessary. It's enough that you've received my warning, my lord." So Esau turned around and started back to Seir that same day. Jacob, on the other hand, traveled on Sukkoth. There he built himself a house and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place was named Sukkoth, which means shelters. Later, having traveled all the way from Paddan Aram, Jacob arrived safely at the town of Shechem and the land of Canaan. There he set up camps outside the town. Jacob bought the plot of land where he camped from the family of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. And there he built an altar and named it El Elon Israel. Come on, Jesus, yes. What's up, guys? Hi. What's up? Because I'm a clown. I'm a clown and I wear a bow tie. Yeah. Oh, yes. And sometimes I wear this little hat. I wear a little hat sometimes, yeah. Let me get a little sip of this, huh? Come on, Jesus. Chapter 34, Genesis. Chapter 34, Genesis. Come on, Jesus. One day, Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went to visit some of the young women who lived in the area. But when the local prince, Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw Dinah, he seized her and raped her. Oh my goodness. But then he fell in love with her, and he tried to win her affection with tender words. He said to his father Hamor, "Get me this young girl. I want to marry her." Soon Jacob heard that the Shechem, had defiled his daughter Dinah. But since his sons were out in the fields herding his livestock, he said nothing until they returned. Hamor, Shechem's father, came to discuss the matter with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's sons had come in from the field. As soon as they heard what had happened, they were shocked and furious that their sisters had been, I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, something that should never have been done. Hamor tried to speak with Jacob and his sons. "My son Shechem is truly in love with your daughter," he said. "Please let him marry her. In fact, let's arrange another marriages too. You give us your daughters for our sons, and we will give you our daughters for your sons. And you may live among us. The land is open to you. Settle her and trade with us, and flee free to buy property in the area." Come on, Jesus. Then Shechem himself spoke to Dinah's father and brothers, "Please be kind to me and let me marry her." He begged, "I will give you whatever you ask, no matter what jewelry, jewelry or gift you demand. I will gladly pay it. Just give me the girl as my wife." But since Shechem had defiled her sister, Dinah's Jacob's sons responded deceitfully to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to them, "We couldn't possibly allow this because you're not circumcised. It would be a disgrace for our sister to marry a man like you. But here is a solution. If every man among you will be circumcised like we are, then we will give you our daughters, and we'll take your daughters for ourselves. We will live among you and become our one people. But if you don't agree to be circumcised, we will take her and be on our way." Hamor and his son Shechem agreed to their proposal. Come on, Jesus, let's go. Let's go, Jesus. Ah, yes. Jesus, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, Jesus. Been defiled there, they seized all the flocks and herds and donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, and both inside the town and outside the fields. They looted all their wealth and plundered their houses. They also took all their little children and wives and led them away as captives. Afterward, Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You have ruined me. You have made me stink among all the people of this land and among all the Canaanites and Perizzites. We are so few, and they will join forces and crush us. I will be ruined, and my entire household will be wiped out. But why should we let him treat our sisters like prostitutes?" They they retorted angrily. Oh my goodness. Come on, Jesus. 35, chapter 33, Genesis chapter 33, Jacob's return to Bethel. Then God said to Jacob, "Get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother's Esau." So Jacob told everyone in his household, "Get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourself, and put on clean clothing. We are now going to Bethel, where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers, and when I was in distress, he has been with me wherever I have gone." Come on, Jesus. So they have Jacob all there, pagan idols and earrings, and he buried them under the great tree near Shechem. If they set out, a terror from God spread over the people and all the towns of the area, so no one attacked Jacob's family. Eventually, Jacob and his household arrived at Luz, also called Bethel, in Canaan. Jacob built an altar there and named the place El Bethel, which means God of Bethel, because God had appeared to him there when he was fleeing from his brother Esau. Come on, Jesus. Let's go, Jesus. Soon after this, Rebekah's old nurse, Deborah, died. She was buried beneath the oak tree in the valley below Bethel. Ever since, the tree has been called Elon Bekuth, which means oak of weeping. Now that Jacob had returned from Padan Aram, God appeared to him again at Bethel. God blessed him, saying, "Your name is Jacob, but you will not be called Jacob any longer. From now on, your name will be Israel." So God renamed him Israel. Then God said, "I am El Shaddai, God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. You will become a great nation. Even many nations, kings will be among your descendants, and I will give you the land I once gave to Abraham and Isaac. Yes, I will give it to you and your descendants after you." Then God went up from the palace where he had spoken to Jacob. Jacob set up a stone pillar to mark the place where God had spoken to him. Then he poured wine over it as an offering to God and anointed the pillar with olive oil. And Jacob named the place Bethel, which means the house of God, because God has spoken to him there. Come on, Jesus, let's go. Let's go, Jesus. Yes, The death of Rachel and Isaac. We're reading Genesis. We're going through Genesis. We're going to finish Genesis in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. The death of Rachel and Isaac. Leaving Bethel, Jacob and his clan moved on toward Ephrath, but Rachel went into labor while they were still some distance away. Here, labor pains were intense. After a very hard delivery, the midwife finally exclaimed, "Don't be afraid. You have an other son." Rachel was about to die, but with her last breath, she named the baby Ben-Oni, which means son of my sorrow. The baby's father, however, called him Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath. That is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a stone monument over Rachel's grave, and it can't be seen there to this day. Come on, Jesus. Yes, Jesus. Oh, yes, Jesus. Then Jacob traveled on and camped beyond Migdal Eder. While he was living there, Reuben had intercourse with Bilhah, his father, Canaban, and Jacob soon heard about it. These are the names of the 12 sons of Jacob. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's oldest son, Sema, Levi, Judah, Ezar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. These sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servants, were Dan and Nephi. The sons of Zebulun, Leah's servants, were Gad and Asher. They are the names of the sons who were born to Jacob and Padamaram. So Jacob returned to his father Isaac in Mur, which is near Kiriath Arba, now called Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had both lived, and foreigners. Isaac lived for 180 years. Then he breathed his last and died at a ripe old age, joining his ancestors in death. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Oh my goodness. Chapter 36, Genesis, chapter 36. We're reading all of Genesis. Come on, Jesus. The descendants of Esau. What's up? Hey, yo. This is the account of the descendants of Esau, also known as Edom. Esau married two young women from Canaan, Adam and the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Obaliamah, the daughter of Anah and granddaughter of Zibeon, the Hittite. He also married his cousin's Basemath, who was the daughter of Ishmael and the sister of Nibeon. Adam gave birth to a son named Ephelis. First, Esau, Basemath, gave birth to a son named Reuel. Emil gave birth to the sons of Jeshus, Jalama. These words are hard. All these sons were born to Esau in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wives, his children, and his entire household, along with his livestock and cattle, all the wealth he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and moved away from his brother Jacob. There was not enough land to support them, but both because all of the livestock and possessions they had acquired. So Esau, also known as Edom, settled in the hill country of Seir. This is the account of Esau's descendants and Edomites who lived in the hill country of Seir. These are the names of, there's all the names. Yes, let's go. I'm going to go to chapter 37, Joseph's dreams. Genesis chapter 37. Let's go. Yes. So Jacob settled again in the land of Canaan, where his father had lived as a foreigner. This is the account of Jacob and his family when Joseph was 17 years old. He often tended his father's flocks. He worked for his half-brothers and the sons of his father's wives, Bihan and Ziblah. But Joseph reported to his fathers some of the bad things his brothers were doing. Jacob loves Joseph more than any of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So one day Jacob had a special gift made for Joseph, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because his fathers loved him more than the rest of them. They couldn't say a kind of word to him. One night Joseph had a dream, and when he told his brothers about it, they hated him more than ever. Listen to this dream, he said. We were out in the field tying up bundles of grain. Suddenly my bundles stood up, and your bundles all gathered around a bowed low before mine. His brothers responded, so you think you will be our king? Do you? You actually think you will reign over us? And they hated him all the more because of his dreams, and they wanted the end the way he talked about them. Soon Joseph had another dream, and again he told his brothers about it. Listen, I had another one. We got to be careful about our dreams. People can get jealous. We can't tell people our dreams. This is definitely a lesson. If the Lord gives you discernment, and dreams, don't tell other people. Do not tell other people. They might get jealous, and they might, who knows what will happen. So we got to be careful. He said, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed low before me. This time he told the dream to his father as well as his brothers, but his father scolded him. What kind of dream is that? He asked, will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow to the ground before you? But while his brothers were jealous of Joseph, his father wondered what the dreams meant. Right? Soon after this, Joseph's brothers went to pasture their father's flocks of Shechem. When they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, your brothers are pasturing the sheep at the Shechem. Get ready, and I will send you to them. I'm ready to go, Joseph replied. Go and see how your brothers and your flocks are getting along. Jacob said, then come back and bring me a report. So Jacob sent him on his way, and Joseph traveled to Shechem from their home in the valley of Hebron. When he arrived there, a man from the area noticed him wandering around the countryside. What are you looking for? He asked. I'm looking for my brothers, Joseph replied. Do you know where they are pasturing their sheep? Yes, the man told him. They have moved on from here, but I heard them say, let's go on to the Dothan. So Joseph followed his brothers to the Dothan and found them there. Oh my goodness. He found them there. Joseph sold into slavery. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. To his slavery. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Energy drink. All right. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they recognized him. They recognized him in the distance. As he approached, they made plans to kill him. Here comes the dreamer, they said. Come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of those cisterns. We can tell our father a wild animal has eaten him, and then we'll see what becomes of his dreams. Oh my goodness. What did my wife get? Let me see. The Christmas stocking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Yeah. Sparkles. Oh, my wife's funny. She's sending me Christmas stuff. I put sparkles. All right, we're going on for this. Let's go. But when Reuben heard their scheme, he came to Joseph's rescue. Let them not kill him, he said. Why should we shed any blood? Let's just throw him into this empty cistern here in the wilderness. Then he'll die without our laying a hand on him. Reuben was secretly planning to rescue Joseph and return him to his father. So when Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off the beautiful robe he was wearing. Then they grabbed him and threw him into a cistern. Now the cistern was empty, there was no water in it. Then, just as they were sitting down to eat, they looked up and saw a caravan of camels. In the distance coming toward them, it was a group of Islamite traders taking a load of gum, balm, and aromatic resin from Gilead down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain by killing our brother? We have to cover up the crime. Instead of hurting him, let's sell him to those Ismailite traders. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood." And his brothers agreed. So when the Ishmaelites, who were Midianite traders, came by, Joseph's brothers pulled him out of the cisterns and sold him to them for 20 pieces of silver, and the trader took him to Egypt. Sometime later, Reuben returned to get Joseph out of the cistern. When he discovered that Joseph was missing, he tore his clothes in grief. Then he went back to his brothers and lamented, "The boy is gone. What will I do now?" Then the brothers killed a young goat and dipped Joseph's robe in the blood. They sent the beautiful robe to their father with this message: "Look at what we found. Doesn't this robe belong to your son?" Their father recognized it immediately. "Yes," he said, "it is my son's robe. A wild animal must have eaten him." Oh my goodness. That's crazy, dude. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Um, Certainly been torn in pieces. Then Jacob tore his clothes and dressed himself in burlap. He mourned deeply for his son for a long time. His family all tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "I will go to my grave mourning for my son," he would say, and then he would weep. Meanwhile, the Mennonite traders arrived in Egypt. There they said they sold Joseph to the Potiphar, an officer of Pyrrha, the king of Egypt. Potiphar was captain of the palace guard. We're in chapter 38, Genesis chapter 38. Let's go, somebody. Let's go. Come on. Judah and Tamar. Yeah, let's go. About this time, Judah left home and moved to Adullam, where he stayed with a man named Hira. There he saw a Canaanite woman, the daughter of Shua, and he married her. When he slept with her, she became pregnant and gave birth to a son, and he named the boy Then she became pregnant again and gave birth to another son, and she named him Onan. And when she gave birth to a third son, she named him Shelah. At the time of Shelah's birth, they were living at Kezabib. In the course of time, Judah arranged for his firstborn son, to marry a young woman named Tamar. But was wicked, a man in the Lord's sight. So the Lord took his life. Then Judah said to brother Onan, "Go and marry Tamar, as our law requires, of the brother of a man who has died. You must produce an heir for your brother." But Onan was not willing to have a child who would not be his own heir. So whenever he had intercourse with his brother's wife, he spilled the semen on the ground. This prevented her from, oh my goodness. This prevented her from having children who belonged to his brother. It's crazy. It's still cheating. It's crazy. But the Lord considered it evil. Still, it was evil, right? It was evil for Onan to deny a child to his dead brother. So the Lord took Onan's life too. Then Judah had said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, "Go back to your parents' home and remain in a widow until my son Shelah is old enough to marry you." But Judah didn't really intend to do this because he was afraid Sheila would also die. Like his two brothers, so Tamar went back to live in her father's home. Some years later, Judah's wife died after the time of mourning was over. Judah and his friend Hira, an Elamite, went up to the Timnath to surprise the shearing of his sheep. Someone told Tamar, "Look, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep." Come on, Jesus. Tamar was aware that Sheila had grown up, but no arrangements had been made for her to come and marry him. So she changed out her widow's clothing and covered herself with a veil to disguise herself. Then she sat beside the road at the entrance to the village of Enema, which is on the road to Timnah. Judah noticed her and thought she was a prostitute since she has covered her face. So she stopped and prophesied. Oh, wait, no, prophesied, and let me have sex with you. He said, not realizing that she was his own daughter-in-law. Oh my goodness! How much will you pay to have sex with me? Tamar asked. I'll send you a young goat from my flock. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Judah promised, but what will you give me to guarantee that you will send the goat? She asked. What kind of guarantee do you want? He replied. She answered, leave me your identification seal and its cord and the walking stick you are carrying. So Judah gave them to her. Then she had intercourse with her, and she became pregnant. After she went back home, took off her veil and put on her widow's clothing as usual. Later, Judah asked his friend Hira and the Adullamite to take the young goat to the woman and to pick up the things he had given her as a guarantee. But Hira couldn't find her, so he asked the man who lived there, where can I find this Syrian prostitute who was sitting beside the road at the entrance to Enema? We've never had a Syrian prostitute here, they replied. So Hira returned to Judah and told him, I couldn't find her anywhere. And then the men of the village claimed they've never had a Syrian prostitute there. Then he let her keep the things I gave her. Judah said, I sent the young goat as we agreed, but you couldn't find her. We'd be the laughingstock of the village if we went back again to look for her. About 3 months later, Judah was told, Tamar, your daughter-in-law has acted like a prostitute. Oh my goodness. And now because of this, she's pregnant. Bring her out and let her be burned, Jediah demanded. But as they were talking her out to kill her, she sent this message to her father-in-law. The man who owns these things made me pregnant. Look closely. Whose seal and cord and walking sticks are these? Judah recognized them immediately and said, she is more righteous than I am, because I didn't arrange for her to marry. My son Sheila, and Judah never slept with Tamar again. When the time came for Tamar to give birth, it was discovered that she was carrying twins. While she was in labor, one of the babies reached out his hand, and the midwife grabbed it and tied a scarlet string around the child's wrist, announcing this one came out first. But then he pulled back his hand, and out came his brother. What? The midwife exclaimed. How did you break out first? So he was named Perez. Then the baby with a scarlet string on his wrist was born, and he was named Zerah. Come on, Jesus. Chapter 39, Genesis. Yep, the gospel will be preached to every soul that comes to end judgment. And how will that happen? It will happen over the internet. We believe that the internet is going to reach masses. God is pouring out his spirit amongst all the nations. There's a big revival. And you can't stop the power of God. And you can't stop what God is using. God will use anyone in power. God will make sure his voice will be spoken amongst the nations. Come on, Jesus. We believe, and these signs shall follow and greater. Come on, Jesus. Do you believe? Do you believe? Come on. Let's go. Because I believe. Do you believe? Because I believe. Yes, yes. Joseph in Potiphar's house. It's so hard to say that or name. These names are really hard. What's up, Ricky? Ricky's been on here the whole time. God bless you, Ricky. What's up? Come on, Jesus. When Joseph was taken to Egypt by Ishmaelite trader, he was purchased by Potiphar, an Egypt officer. Potiphar was captain of the guard for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything he did. Come on, Jesus. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, the Potiphar noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph, giving him success in everything he did. This pleased Potiphar, so he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his entire household and everything he owned. From the day Joseph was put in charge of his master's household and property, the Lord began to bless Potiphar's household for Joseph's sake. All his household affairs ran smoothly, and his crops and livestock flourished. So Potiphar gave Joseph complete administrative responsibility over everything he owned. With Joseph there, he didn't worry about a thing except what kind of food to eat. Come on, Jesus. Oh, go. We'll get through that. We're going through Genesis chapter 39. We're going through Genesis. Let's go. Joseph was a very handsome and well-built young man, and Potiphar's wife soon began to look at him lustfully. Come on and sleep with me, she demanded, but Joseph refused. Look, he told her, my master trusts me with everything in his entire household. No one here has more authority than I do. He has held back nothing from me except you because you are his wife. How could I do such a wicked thing? I would go be great sin against God. She kept putting pressure on Joseph day after day. But he refused to sleep with her. He kept out of her way as much as possible. One day, however, no one else was around when he went in to do his work. She came and grabbed him by his cloak, demanding, come on, sleep with me. Joseph tore himself away, but he left his cloak in her hand as he ran from his house. When she saw that she was holding his cloak and he had fled, she called out to her servants, and soon all the men came running. Look, she said, my husband has brought his Hebrew slave here to make fools of us. He came into my room to, me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream, he ran outside and got away, but he left his cloak behind with me. She kept the cloak with her until her husband came home. Then she told him her story. That Hebrew slave you brought into her house tried to come in and fool around with me, she said, but when I screamed, he ran outside, leaving his cloak with me. She's a liar. She's a liar. Joseph put in prison. Joseph was put into prison. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Joseph was put into prison. We're going to keep on going here. Genesis. Potiphar was furious when he heard his wife's story about how Joseph had treated her. So he took Joseph and threw him into the prison where the king's prisoners were held, and there he remained. But the Lord was with Joseph in the prison and showed him his faithful love. And the Lord made Joseph a favorite with the prison warden. Before long, the warden put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners and over everything that happened in the prison. The warden had no more worries because Joseph took care of everything. The Lord was with him and caused everything he did to succeed. Come on, Jesus. Chapter 40, Genesis chapter 40. Joseph interprets two dreams. Joseph interprets two dreams. Sometime later, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker offended their royal master. Pharaoh became angry with those two officials, and he put them in prison where Joseph was in the palace of the captain of the guard. They remained in prison for quite some time, and the captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, who looked after them. While they were in prison, Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker each had a dream one night, and each dream had its own meaning. When Joseph saw them the next morning, he noticed that they both looked upset. "Why do you look so worried today?" he asked them. Oh my goodness. And they replied, "We both had dreams last night, but no one can tell us what they mean." "Interpreting dreams is God's business," Joseph replied. "Go ahead and tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dreams first. "In my dream," he said, "I saw a grapevine in front of me. Then the vine had 3 branches that began to bud and blossom, and soon it would produce clusters of ripe grapes." Come on, Jesus. "I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand, so I took a cluster of grapes and squeezed the juice into the cup. Then I placed the cup into Pharaoh's hand. This is what the dream means," Joseph said. "The 3 branches represent 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift you up and restore you to your position as his chief cupbearer. And please remember me and do me a favor when things go well for you. Mention me to the Pharaoh, so he might let me out of this place. For I was kidnapped from my homeland, the land of the Hebrews, and now I'm here in prison. But I did nothing to deserve it." Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given the first dream such a positive interpretation, he said to Joseph, "I had a dream too. In my dream, there were 3 baskets of wine pastries stacked on my head. The top basket contained all kinds of pastries for Pharaoh, but the birds came out and ate them from the basket of my head. This is what the dream means." Joseph told him, "The 3 baskets also represent 3 days. 3 days from now, Pharaoh will lift you up and impale your body on a pole. Then birds will come and peck away at your flesh." Pharaoh's birthday came 3 days later, and he prepared a banquet for all his officials and staff. He summoned his chief cupbearer and chief baker to join the other officials. He then restored the chief cupbearer to his former positions so he could again hand Pharaoh his cup. But Pharaoh impaled the chief baker, just as Joseph has predicted when he interrupted his dream. Pharaoh's chief cupbearer, however, forgot all about Joseph, never giving him another thought. Come on, Jesus. Yes. It also says, "Do not judge thy neighbor and love thy neighbor." Are you following the rules too? It says, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor," right? "And thou shalt not judge," right? We can't judge thy neighbor, right? It says that. So are you abiding by the rules of Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ says, "Love thy neighbor," right? Jesus didn't come to the world to condemn, but to save the world, right? What about cast the first stone if you never sinned? Come on, what about that story, huh? Read the Holy Bible. Come on, let's go. Chapter 41, Genesis chapter 41, Pharaoh's dream. Come on, somebody. Oh, yes. Ricky, you're part of this. It's awesome. Let's go. Oh, man, we're getting it. We got 10 more chapters to go. Let's go. Okay, 2 full years later, Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing on the bank of the Nile River. In his dreams, he saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and grazing in the marsh grass. Then he saw 7 more cows come up behind them from the Nile, but these were scrawny and thin. These cows stood beside the fat cows and on the riverbank. Come on, Jesus. Then the scrawny, thin cows ate the 7 healthy, fat cows. At this point in the dream, Pharaoh woke up, but he fell asleep again and had a second dream. Come on, Jesus. A second dream. Pharaoh woke up. But he fell asleep again and had a second dream. This time he saw 7 heads of grain, plump and beautiful, growing in a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were shriveled and withered by the east wind, and these thin heads swallowed up the 7 plump, well-formed heads. Then the Pharaoh woke up again and realized it was a dream. Come on, Jesus. Yes, let's go. The next morning, Pharaoh was very disturbed by the dreams. Come on, Jesus. By the dreams. So he called for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. When Pharaoh told them his dreams, not one of them could tell him what they meant. The sorceries, right? Right? Finally, the king's chief cupbearer spoke up. Today I have been reminded of my failure, he told Pharaoh. Some time ago, you were angry with the chief baker and me, and you imprisoned us in the palace of the captain of the guard. One night, the chief baker and I each had a dream, and each dream had its own meaning. There was a young Hebrew man with us in prison who was a slave of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he told us what each of our dreams meant. And everything appeared just as he has predicted. I was restored to my prison as a cupbearer, and the chief baker was exalted and impaled on a pole. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Pharaoh sent for Joseph at once, and he was quickly brought from the prison after he saved the change his clothes. He went and stood before Pharaoh. Then the Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream last night, and no one here can tell me what it means. But I have heard that when you hear about a dream, you can interpret it. It is beyond my power to do this, Joseph replied, but God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. Come on, Jesus. He believes, and these signs shall follow in greater. Come on, Jesus. Come on. It's a highlighter. This is a highlighter. Yes. So Pharaoh told Joseph his dream. In my dream, he said, I was standing on the bank of the Nile River, and I saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and began grazing in the marsh grass. But then I saw the 7 sick-looking cows, scrawny and thin, come up after them. I've never seen such sorry-looking animals in the land of Egypt. These thin, scrawny cows ate the 7 fat cows, but afterward you wouldn't have known it, for they are still as thin and scrawny as before. Then I woke up. Come on, Jesus. Oh, come on, Jesus. Let's go. In my dream, I also saw 7 heads of grain full of beautiful, groaning on a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were blinded, shriveled, and withered by the east wind, and the shriveled heads swallowed the 7 healthy heads. I told these dreams to the magicians, but no one could tell me what they mean. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they couldn't tell me what they mean, huh? Joseph responded, both of Pharaoh's dreams means the same thing. God is telling the Pharaoh in advance what he is about to do. The 7 healthy cows and the 7 healthy heads of grain both represent 70 years of prosperity. The 7 thin, scrawny cows. Unknown caller. The seven healthy heads of grain both represent 7 years of prosperity. The 7 thin, scrawny cows that came up later, and the 7 heads of grain withered by east wind represent 7 years of famine. This will happen just as I have described it, for God has revealed. Come on, Jesus. God has revealed. Let's go, Jesus. Yes. To the Pharaoh. Come on, let's go, Jesus. Let's go. What's up, everybody? To the Pharaoh in advance what he is about to do. I'm reading Genesis. The next 7 years will be a period of great prosperity throughout the land of Egypt. But afterward, there will be 7 years of famine so great that all the prosperity will be forgotten in Egypt. Famine will destroy the land. This famine will be also severed, then that even the memory of the good years will be erased. As for having two similar dreams, it means that these events have been decreed by God and he will soon make them happen. Come on, Jesus. Therefore, Pharaoh should find an intelligent and wise man and put him in charge of the entire land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh should appoint supervisors over the land and let them collect one fifth of all the crops during the 7 good years. Have them gather all the food produced in the good years that are just ahead and bring it to Pharaoh's storehouses. Store it away and guard it so that there will be food in cities. That way there will be enough to eat when the 7 years famine come to the land Egypt. Otherwise, this famine will be destroy the land. Destroy the land. Come on, Jesus. Joseph made ruler of Egypt. Joseph made ruler of Egypt. Come on, Jesus. Joseph suggests we're well received by Pharaoh and his officials. So Pharaoh asked his officials, can we find anyone else like this man so obviously filled with the Spirit of God? Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. You will be in charge of my courts, and all of my people will take orders from you. Only I, sitting on my throne, will have a rank higher than yours. Oh my goodness, Jesus, come on. Come on, God did this. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of all the entire land of Egypt. Then the Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand and placed it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen clothing and hung a gold chain around his neck. Then he had Joseph ride in the chariot reserved for his second command. And wherever Joseph went, the command was shouted, kneel down. So Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all the Egypt. And Pharaoh said to him, I am the Pharaoh, but no one will lift a hand or foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval. Come on, Jesus. This is the Holy Bible. That's the Holy Bible. What do you mean? What it's the Holy Bible. That's what I believe. Jesus Christ. It's a relationship with Jesus Christ. Come on. Okay, let's go. The Pharaoh gave Joseph a new Egyptian name, Zepaniah Paramath. He also gave him a wife whose name was Esheneth. She was a daughter of Pachira, the priest of On. So Joseph took charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was 30 years old when he became starving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence and inspected the entire land of Egypt. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. This is going to be a mighty testimony. Keep on getting running nose. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. I need a drink of energy drink. Come on, let's go, Jesus. We're going. Let's go. What up, Jesus? The Holy Bible. The Holy Bible. F3 energy. Let's go. I just told you, I read the Holy Bible. This is the Holy Bible. That's right. Let's go. That's what I am, Holy Bible. I believe in the Holy Bible. I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about a religion. We're talking about a relationship with Jesus Christ. Come on, somebody. As predicted, for 7 years, the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields and the cities. He piled up huge amounts of grain like a sand on the seashores. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. New Age is not the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible is the truth, the way, and the life. Anything else is not right. Only the Holy Bible. Come on, somebody, let's go. All right. Sand at seashores and finally stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During this time before the first of the famine years, 2 sons were born to Joseph and his wife Ishnath, the daughter of Pedariah, the priest of On. Joseph named his older son Misha, for he said, God has made me forget all my troubles and everyone in my father's family. Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, God has made me fruitful in this land, my grief. Come on, Jesus. At last, the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end. Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had predicted. The famine also struck all the surrounding countries, but throughout the Egypt there was plenty of food. Eventually, however, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. And when the people cried out to the Pharaoh for food, he told them, go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you. So with sovereign famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians. For the famine was sovereign throughout the land of Egypt, and the people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph because a famine was served throughout the world. Come on, Jesus. Let's go. Yes. 42. Genesis chapter 42. Let's go. We're going. Joseph's brothers go to Egypt. Yes. What's up, Ricky? You're on here. That's so cool. Praise the Lord Jesus. Come on, Ricky. When Jacob heard that grain was available in Egypt, he said to his sons, why are you standing around looking at one another? I haven't heard there is a grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy enough grain to keep us alive. Otherwise, we will die. So Joseph's 10 older brothers went down to Egypt to buy a grain, but Jacob wouldn't let Joseph's younger brother Benjamin go with them for fear some harm might come to him. So Jacob's sons arrived in Egypt along with others to buy food, for the famine was in Canaan as well. Since Joseph was governor of all Egypt and in charge of selling grain to all the people, it was him and that his brothers came. When they arrived, they bowed before him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized his brothers instantly, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. Where are you from? He demanded. From the land of Canaan, they replied. We have come to buy food. Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they didn't recognize him, and he remembered the dreams he had about them many years before. He said to them, you are spies. You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become. No, my lord, they exclaimed. Your servants have simply come to buy food. We are all brothers, members of the same family. We are honest men, sir. We are not spies. Yes, you are. Joseph insisted. You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become. Sir, they said, there are actually 12 of us. We, your servants, are all brothers, sons of a man living in the land of Canaan. Our youngest brother is back there with our father right now, and one of our brothers is no longer with us. Come on, Jesus. But Joseph insisted, as I said, you are spies. This is how I will test your story. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you will never leave Egypt unless your youngest brother comes here. You must go and get your brother. I'll keep the rest of you here in prison. Then we'll find out whether or not your story is true. But the life of Pharaoh, if it turns out that you don't have a younger brother, then I'll know you are spies. Come on, Jesus. Holy fire. Kyle says, holy fire. That's right, holy fire. You're reading with me? Yes, come on, brother. So Joseph put them all in prison for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, I am God-fearing man. If you do as I say, you will live. If you really are honest men, choose one of your brothers to remain in prison. The rest of you may go home with the grain for your starving families. Come on, Jesus. But you must bring your youngest brother back to me. This will prove that you are telling the truth, and you will not die. To this they agreed. Holy fire. That's right. Come on. Speaking among themselves, they said clearly, we are being punished because of what we did to Joseph long ago. We saw this anguish when he pleaded for his life. But we wouldn't listen to that's why we're in trouble. That's why we're in this trouble. Then I tell you not to sin against the boy. Reuben asked, but you wouldn't listen. And now we have to answer for his blood. Of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them, for he had been sparking to them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again. Hey, Ricky, are you reading the NLT? Because I'm reading the NLT. Holy fire, holy fire. Yes, I'm reading the NLT. It's so much easier. It's way easier. All right, let's go. I don't know if you're doing that, yeah. Because it's definitely not the King James Version, and it's definitely not the New King James Version, but I don't know. Of course, they didn't know Joseph understand them, for he had spoken to them through the interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again. Then he chose Simon from among them and had him tied up right before their eyes. You have them all? That's cool, right? You have them all? That's good. I got them all too. I got a King James Version. I got the New King James Version. I got the NIV. I got the Study Bible. I got the I got the Study Bible. I got a bunch of stuff. I got other books of each one. Like I got a bunch of books. You know what I'm saying? All right. Joseph then, and I don't think it's bad. It's not bad. We're studying, we're learning, we're trying to learn. There we go. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the men's sacks with grain, but he also gave sacred instructions to return each other's brothers' payments. At the top of his sack, he also gave them supplies for their journey home. So the brothers loaded their donkeys with the grain and headed for home. But when they stopped for the night, and one of them opened his sack to get grain for his donkey, he found his money in the top of his sack. My nose is so... it's watery, dude. I'm sorry, guys. Ooh. Look, he exclaimed to his brothers, my money has been returned. It's here in my sack. Then their hearts sank. Trembling, they said to each other, what has God done to us? When the brothers came to their father, Jacob, in the land of Canaan, they told him everything that had happened to them. The man who is governor to the land spoke very harshly to us. They told him he accused us of being spies, scouting the land. Snack time. Oh, man. Almost. I found the what? Oh my goodness. Let's go. Schizophrenia is definitely demonic. Hold on a second. Oh, my nose. I got a runny nose. It's been cold lately. It's been cold outside and everything. Oh, man. All right, here we go. We're almost done with, we're almost up to, okay, here we go. At the empty, okay, let's go. As the okay. As they emptied out their sacks, there in each man's sack was the bag of money he had paid for the grain. The brothers and their father were terrified. When they saw the bags of money, Jacob explained, you are robbing me of my children. Joseph is gone. Simon is gone. And now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything has gone against me. You were almost in 43 yet. Then Reuben said to his father, you may kill my two sons. If I don't bring Benjamin back to you, I'll be responsible for him, and I promise to bring him back. But Jacob replied, my son will not go down with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he is all I have left. If anything should happen to him on your journey, you would send his grieving, white-haired man to his grave. Let's go. We're going to 43. Chapter 43, the brothers return to Egypt. Come on, let's go, Jesus. Should I refresh the page? Let's refresh it. All right, I'm going to refresh it again. I got to take a tinkle. I'm going to refresh the stream so I can go get more people, and we're gonna go to 43. Yeah, it always happens. Let's go to chapter 43. Where to go? Give me 2 seconds. All right, I'll be back.